Hey there guys, NexGenStriker here, and it's time for another NGS review. But this one's going to be a little bit different. First off, a lot of people voted on this one and your votes were heard. It's finally time for me to produce my nostalgic review of Super Smash Bros. Now what's different about this review is it's not going to show any gameplay or me talk about the specs or anything like that. It's going to talk about my experience with it all the way to where I am right now. So let's just get started here. So Super Smash Bros. Now, unlike most kids, you know, I wasn't introduced to it because of friends or mass popularity. What happened was, at the time, you know, I had the N64 and I had, I think it was Super Mario Brothers 64, and I had The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I think I was doing good on a test one day. And then my mom, you know, I get in the car and then she's like, oh, here, I got you this game. So, you know, I see the box and I see this and I'm like, wow, you know, it's got Mario in it and it's got Pikachu. I think I was watching Pokemon, so I didn't know who Pikachu was. And, you know, when I popped in the game, I didn't know what to expect, but, like all the games I had, I played them. Even the really bad ones, like Superman 64 and Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. That's just the way it was back then, you know. And I'm not exactly sure why I actually did get this game from her, but I don't know, my mom must have had great taste in games, you know. But anyway, so I popped it in and I started playing it, and it's funny because I could never beat the whole arcade mode or whatever it was called. I think it may have been, yeah, I think it was just arcade mode. But anyway, you know, we know the one player mode where you fight Master Hand. I could never beat Master Hand. I would try so hard. And, you know, looking back, it really wasn't hard. It's just, back then, you know, little kids aren't very good at games. So, you know, I had a lot of trouble with Zelda and Mario as well. But, you know, over time, when you play a difficult game, you get better at not only that game, but every other game. And that's why I'm so good at them now, you know, because of games like that challenged me. So, yeah, you know, I would just play it and play it and play it, and I got so good at it. I didn't know who any of the characters were besides Link and Mario, and of course Luigi and Pikachu and Jigglypuff were both Pokemon, so, you know, those were pretty easy to figure out as long as, you know, all the Pokemon they appeared in the Pokeballs. Although I always thought Jigglypuff was just a stupid character to add in. I know a lot of tournament players like Jigglypuff, but for me, it never really sunk in, you know. And the fun really just continued on, you know, and I saw him, I was like, man, who is this Fox guy? And who's Captain Falcon and Samus? You know, I thought Samus, or Samus, however you say your name, I thought it was a boy. And it was a girl. I figured that. I was like, wow, I never knew it was a girl. You know, I never would have guessed, because chicks usually don't wear armor and cover their bodies up in video games. I mean, it's, you know, it's mandatory for them to have a sexist stereotype, you know. And, yeah, so I just continued to play the game, and eventually it came to a point where, I think a little bit down the road, my cousins started coming over to my house every day before school, and, you know, we were kids, so you didn't have anything really to do when you were a kid. You know, you would just go to the bathroom and eat in like 5 minutes, and then you'd have like an hour to just do whatever you wanted. It's not like now where you have to do all these little things. But we would play this game every day. Even, I think he came home and played it with me too, and it was really awesome. And of course we did other things too, like he introduced me to Dragon Ball Z. He showed me my first experience with it, I think, was the first Broly movie, and that was pretty interesting. But anyway, so yeah, we would play this all the time, and man, we just had a blast. And you know, whether it would be Team Battle or any of those other things, we would have a lot of fun together, and we would both get really good at it. And I remember it was really cool when I figured out Link's constant slash attack, or whatever, I don't know what it's called, rapid slash maybe. And I always used to use that move. It was so cool. You just rapidly tap A and he would, you know, and that was just amazing for me, really. And, you know, eventually he didn't come over anymore because, you know, we had new transportation, we got older. But those memories will never go away. Those were just so fun. I was playing like an hour before school every day. You know, back then, I would just be playing this and Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, we both played Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot because we were into the show. We'd watch it together and stuff. And it was just one of those games that, I mean, it was just a perfect game in itself. You know, the levels were really nice and large, and there were a lot of cool items. And it was just revolutionary because there really wasn't anything else like it that I knew of. And really, in general, there wasn't anything else like it. So it really, you know, marked the stamp for Nintendo to keep making these games, because it was really successful. And of course, you know, like I said, I didn't get it because I knew it was popular. I just got it out of luck. That's how a lot of the games I'm into now, I just got them out of luck. You know, when they reintroduced me into Zelda, aside from that, it was all just luck, you know. And yeah, my memories just continue from there. I didn't really know. I only could unlock Jigglypuff and Captain Falcon, and I had a hard time unlocking Captain Falcon because you know how it was. You'd have to beat the whole thing, and then after that you would fight him, and then if you lost, you had to do it all over again. So that was always frustrating. But you know, eventually I did unlock them, but I couldn't figure out how to unlock Ness and Luigi. So my cousin actually gave me his cheat book. It was like this massive cheat book. Yeah, you guys remember those when we used to actually have to have those. And you know, I looked it up and I was like, okay, I mean they weren't really cheats, but it was like unlock Ness by using 3 stalks and beating it on normal. I was like, oh, I never thought to do that, even though that was, you know, the default setting. And then the other one was beat all the targets, and man, that was hard. It's still hard to do that sometimes, but eventually I did conquer it, and I didn't really put the game to rest until the sequel came out. So then, you know, lo and behold, the GameCube came out, and of course at the time I still had the 64, and this was one of the newer games on it. It was one of the first ones, I believe. And I mean, when I saw the cover, I was like, I really gotta get this game. And my cousin, who had a GameCube at the time, he actually did get it. So I went over to his house and I played it some, and it was so much fun to play. It was such a big improvement from the original. And you know, the original was really good. But this game just added so much in, so many characters and modes and items and all that. So it was really awesome. So eventually, yeah, I did get a GameCube and I did play it. And so many more years of playing this game and unlocking all the characters. And I did learn from my cousin when I was over there. You know, his stepbrother told him how to unlock some of the characters, so I took mental notes of that. And eventually, yeah, I got the game and I used that to my advantage. And I unlocked most of the characters fairly easy. By then, I was really good at Smash Brothers. Luckily, Link still did have that move where he would, you know, do the ch-ch-ch-ch. They took that out in Brawl, and that's very disappointing. I don't really understand why they did that, but just you know, without saying anything else, it was just a great game. I don't know, I can't really produce any memories for this one because it was just good, you know. It was just good. And then eventually this got announced, and it was really hyped. I was really looking forward to Brawl. And, you know, after years and years, I finally got it. And at first when I played it, it's funny because I wasn't that impressed with it. You know, it was like, this is kind of like Melee again. But eventually, I did really grow to love this game. And, yeah, it was a pretty good game. So, yeah, the one thing, though, about this game, besides the tripping, which was really just dumb to me, was, and the Link/getting out, was, one, the Pokemon. Really crap. I hated the Pokemon in this game. They were like either legendary or just horrible. I don't know what happened. I guess it's just the newer Pokemon, but whatever. And the final smashes were a hit and miss. I mean, they were good, but they kind of ruined the flow, you know? You kind of just had to turn those off eventually because, yeah, it would really just be, you know, if you had a character like Sonic or Solid Snake, you wasn't going to win if they got it. So that's just how it was. Now, you know, there's a sequel coming out. And it's been announced, and we haven't seen any gameplay, and we don't know what's going to happen, but I highly anticipate it, and I can't wait to get it on the Wii U and the 3DS. It's going to be a blast. And, you know, if you haven't experienced the original Smash Brothers or any of them, you know, now with emulation, you can do that on your computer for free. And if you want to do the original one, which I actually do have it on emulation, even though I haven't played it that much. I don't actually play emulators that much. I don't know, maybe it's just not like the original, but anyway, if you want to do that, just go to, I think it's coolrom.com and download Project 64, and then you can go look up Super Smash Bros. ROM and get it. And if you have an Xbox 360 controller, just hook it into your computer, and it pretty much automatically works. If you have a PS3 controller, it's way more complicated, which I had to figure out because my Xbox one was screwed up. And you have to download the DS3, something like that. Yeah, it's like a little gadget for your computer, and it's a lot more complicated. Just go with the 360 if you can. That's just my word, you know. I mean, it's Windows and Microsoft, so of course the Xbox controller is going to work naturally. The driver's already in the computer. But yeah, if you guys want me to do more videos like this, do this. I really did enjoy talking about this nostalgically. Now, of course, it has to be with the game I grew up with. So if you try to get me to do like a modern game, I can't do that unless it's something where it just like blew me away, like Batman. Man, those games were awesome. Although I can't really be nostalgic, you know what I mean? So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and subscribe if you liked, and I'll catch you guys later.